rules about guns, and he said, if you ever point a gun at me, I deck you. That was his first rule. You ever point a gun at me, I deck you.
It's terrible.
Yeah, he was really just. Well, you know why he did that? Because him and his brother, when they grew up on the farm, they used to actually see how far they could be. And they would shoot the shotguns at one another.
Okay. To call to order the meeting of the Summer's Board of Selectmen, regular meeting. This Thursday, November 6, 2025, we're in Town Hall, and the meeting will be streamed live. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tim, do you want me to start out then with swearing? Okay, for roll call, we have Selectman Schmidt on my left, Selectman Meyer on my right. We have Chief Financial Officer Brian Wistinger, Todd Rowland, Land Use and Public Works Director. David Pinney, Chairman of the 250th Celebration Ad Hoc Committee, and Sean Curtis. Dave Marty, our Town Clerk. So, public comment, we have none, I don't believe. Presentation.
I do have a public comment.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Can I join you, Dave?
Yeah,
I want to do that first.
I want to do that first. I can go back up. I have some.
You got work to do?
I got work to do.
Do you want to swear us in? Go ahead.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the pledge to the Board of Selectmen, and when I'm done, I'm going to call each of your names, and you say, I will or I do, whatever. You acknowledge the pledge at the end individually.
You say I do?
So I'm going to give you the combined pledge for all three of you at the same time.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you, the Board of Selectmen, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut so long as it continue to be a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, the duties of the office of Board of Selectmen to the best of your ability, so help you God? Tim Keeney?
Beg pardon?
Tim Keeney?
I so swear.
Okay. William Myler III?
I do.
Robert Schmidt?
I do.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
No reasons there.
Go down the line here and have you sign. William Meyer right here.
Okay.
Tim Keeney right here.
Latched down to some claim that I hadn't been working sworn in.
Oh, that's right.
Everything that I've been
You can do your mark next.
I can sign.
Silly thing.
Just tell me.
You get the electric pen.
It's not open.
Yeah.
That was it.
I got it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, now time for public comment.
Public comment.
Good evening. Sean Curtis, 36 Lovers Lane. Congratulations on your re-elections this term. I wanted to bring your attention, I believe some of you are aware, to a land use matter on Old Hampton Road. There's a zoning meeting on Monday night. I've been fairly active with Mr. Keeney, Mr. Rowland, Ms. Roy, and others in Town Hall regarding this matter. There was an opportunity for public comment several weeks ago where members of the neighborhood came and spoke about their concerns about the developments of application 25006 that's before the town. It's been serving on the Zoning Board of Appeals and getting very familiar with land use matters in town and how things operate. It's been a concerning and frustrating experience. As a private citizen in town, I wish as much care was given to the neighbors and the taxpayers in this town as is the care that is provided to the violator, the person doing the work. If you, and again, there's process and there's procedures, which I respect, but really the only opportunity for the neighbors and the citizens to be heard was at a brief public meeting with no interaction. No interaction with the planning board, no interaction with the zoning board, no interaction with the land use office. And the interactions with the land use office at times can be frustrating. And I understand, kind of there's been issues of short staffing and other things that have been brought forward. But I bring this, and I won't go long tonight, but it's just concerning that there are a number of people up there that what we have to face and deal with every day up there is egregious.
So what's the big issue?
It's noise ordinance. One, there's a violation. The individual has been operating a commercial operation in a residential zone for over a year.
Okay.
With no permits.
Oh, a commercial operation?
Commercial
A lot of
operation.
trucks. Is this that one with a lot of the trucks coming through your neighborhood?
We calculate, again, we don't have access to the property, but if you take the number of amount of trucks and traffic to come in there on a daily basis, the amount of volume that those trucks can hold, it needs to be somewhere north of 60,000 yards of material that have been pulled out of there for commercial use. Pulled out, right? You call it what, I won't go through the whole case. You can watch the meetings online. You can, hear some of the complaints. Mr. Rowland's familiar with them as well. You can look at the pictures.
Somebody come in and talk about this. I'm pretty sure.
It's just, the process will do its due process, as the town has, and I appreciate that. You have the different commissions and boards where people can bring things forward. But as a private citizen, as a taxpayer, and what we have to deal, we don't feel heard. And in fact, there's been no conversation, there's been no dialogue. Yet all the effort's been put in with the individual that's been violating the zoning regulations with no regard. And if it wasn't for my persistence, frankly, I have low confidence if it wasn't for my persistence, there would have been no cease and desist filed on July the 10th, and there would have been the follow-up, and then this would have, and as I presented at the last meeting, the modus operandi in town is go as far as you can, push the boundaries as far as you can as a developer in town until you get called out on it, and then work with your lawyers in the town to conform. And that's not the way, that doesn't create community. I'm pro-business. You guys also know I sit on economic development. I'm pro-business.
Yeah.
But this is just an utter lack of regard for the community and the neighbors in this town. And so we can go through this process and whatever else in blind eyes. I'm bringing this to your attention because there's going to be a decision made, likely on Monday night, on whether a special use permit is granted for this individual or not. And that special use permit is for going forward. And I could spend hours here tonight taking you through all the oversights or lack of oversight or errors in this whole thing, and we can belabor that. But in looking forward, it's likely, I suspect, that they'll grant him the 1-year special use permit that he's come and asked for. That's what my gut tells me is going to happen. There's going to be no public comment again. And then it's doing nothing to talk about the egregious behavior that's taken place for the last 12 months of all the material that's pulled out of there for commercial benefit and totally destroyed a residential zone. And so I sit before you because I understand there's certain oversight that the selectmen have on certain boards and commissions in town, but you do have oversight of the land use office. And my ask of you, my plea of you, is to take a closer look at our land use office, whether it's staffing issues, whether it's performance issues, whether it's capabilities issues, whatever it is. We can't, if we want to, we sit in meetings, we talk about development in town, we talk about tax base in town. Our boards and commissions aren't working together. Zoning doesn't know what economic development's doing. Planning doesn't know what zoning's doing. And the Conservation Commission had no friggin' idea, no idea that this application was even in the land use office. And so Conservation, it wasn't even involved in what was going on up on Old Hampton Road. So the fact our boards and commissions don't even know what and I saw 2 of them, don't know what's the lack of transparency is just it's not. I don't want to say it's unacceptable. I'm sitting here. I'm not going to throw stones. I want to be part of the solution as much as I want to bring transparency to the problem. But this can't. And my ask of you is if we want to create healthy development, we want to create strong community in this town. we have to start looking at these cases and engaging each other, because right now as neighbors, as we sit, if I was a direct abutter, which I'm not, I sit in the bowl, I listen to the noise every friggin' day, that our property values are going to be impacted. The direct abutters, property value, people are going to build, they're no longer building. And shame on us. Those people bought that property in a residential zone, knowing that was a residential zone, and we're turning a blind eye and letting this happen with very little, no penalties up until recently. In the development still tonight, I got videos and audio, the dirt bikes we got to listen to, and that individual sat in those meetings and clearly said, I'm pulling rock out of there for my commercial operation with no permits. And that he wants to create a motocross track, and fine, there's certain things we can, within our regulations allow in terms of ATVs, and I'm all about recreation, but to listen to two-cycle, these engines going every day, and at what scale? Look what he's done in Vermont with the Snowmobile Club. And we should be looking at those precedents. So I know I bring this to your attention and ask for your help, because this is this will go down on Monday night. The zoning commission have gathered their facts. They'll make their decision. Respect that process, and there'll arguably be other appeals or things that forthcoming. But no one in this town has sat down, has reached out to the neighbors, the taxpayers, the several people that are impacted every day by this egregious behavior, and sat down and had a two-way conversation to figure out how we find an amicable solution to something that creates a strong community for both residences and businesses. And so I just want to bring that before you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying it. And, we're done?
Yeah. We don't respond to public comment.
We don't respond to it. Okay, well, I was just going to tell him.
We've had that problem in the past, and we don't want to repeat it, so
All right,
let's
well,
just
saying
terminate it. Thank you. Okay, presentation by First Selectman. First of all, the elections that we did have this week. The most significant things for the board here to consider are the fact that charter issues, several were turned down, and two were approved. And we need to discuss sometime in the future what we want to do as a result of that. I'm sure you're aware of what the results are, so I'm not going to go over that. But I think we had a problem with communication, educating the public as to what it was being proposed, and too concerned about this issue with advocacy. And when that issue comes up, when do we have to be particularly aware of that, and what's the line we're going to draw? So in the future, we just need to understand that better, and I think I'm still convinced that every single recommendation was meritorious, and the fact they didn't pass, a lot of it had to do with lack of understanding and confusion and suspicion by the public, because they didn't understand. There weren't details presented, and just leave it at that. Veterans Day, I'll be speaking Tuesday at the high school, and then followed by, I'll be going over to the elementary school after that, so it's at 9 o'clock in the morning at the high school. There's a letter that I put out today. I'll just read it. It says, Dear residents of Summers, we'd like to inform you of an important transition within our public safety team. Our current resident state trooper, Justin Price, will be retiring from state service. He has served our resident state trooper since August of 2022. We extend our deepest gratitude for his commitment to keeping our community safe. In the interim, a temporary resident trooper has been assigned to Summers to ensure continuity of service and public safety. We welcome Trooper Kyle Gagney, that's the resident of Summers, by the way, and appreciate his willingness to step into the role during this transition. The Connecticut State Police will soon begin a formal testing and selection process to appoint a permanent resident trooper for our town. We are committed to working closely with the state police to ensure that the selected candidate aligns with the values and needs of our community, and I'll be involved with that personally. We will continue to keep residents informed as this process unfolds. In the meantime, please join us in thanking retiring Trooper Price for his years of service and in welcoming Trooper Gagney to Summers. Sincerely. That's it. That's all I have for public comments. Opportunity to add urgent agenda items. Do we have any there? Okay. Finance, transfers, appropriations, none.
None.
CFO's financial report and update.
Yep, so I got a handful of things for you. First, I received a phone call yesterday from our audit firm. They're about 95% complete with the financials for the year. It's currently in peer review, and so in discussions. They're depending on timing, if they're available, they may be ready to present at the November 18th Board of Finance meeting. If not, then they will definitely be ready and be present at the December meeting, but trying to get it out of the way early in November and be done with it. At the last meeting, there was some discussion about the special education funds at the Board of Education, so I reached out to them. I met with them specifically about the SEED grant. They're working with the special education director to determine the use for the funds and get an idea. But at this time, there's no defined plan or timeline for expenditure of the funds.
Well, we're going to meet with them. Is it?
I did. I met with them today.
Okay.
About an hour and a half.
Are we going to be meeting with them in the future? I mean, how?
When they develop a plan, I'll ask them to come in. But
presentation.
yeah,
Okay.
until
Good.
they have a plan, there's really no purpose
Great,
for them
thank
to
you.
come in.
The same with things that cost money, like they
Yeah.
talk, maybe like January or February they can come in.
Yeah, during budget time probably makes best sense for it. The road bond did pass on Tuesday, so since then I've reached out to our financial advisor and bond counsel to start to develop a timeline from issuance. We're looking at anywhere from early April to mid-May. It's kind of really going to play out, market-wise. If we see rates, since it's a ban, we don't have to necessarily. We don't have to go through all the extra steps that you do for a bond. So if we see rates falling, then we can act quickly and get that money moving so that Todd and his people can begin paving roads.
That's great. My road's garbage.
And then
Is there a season, Todd, when that should start?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Budget submissions are beginning to roll in. People are using the ClearGov system. All the data that is in there is able to be reviewed in real time. So as of today, I know Public Works and I think Land Use is in as well, right? Finance is submitted. Kim was working on. Yeah, Kim was working on a lot of Selectmen line items today. Recreation has been put in. So we're really just kind of waiting on like police, fire, a little couple of IT and stuff like that. But it's nice to be able to see it in real time. Maureen and I met earlier this week about her budget already. So it's the new system is working well.
Good. Glad to hear.
And then Tim asked me earlier today about a building permit comparison after Todd had submitted the land use quarterly report.
That's primarily for revenues as well.
Right. So looking at the revenue comparison, first quarter, so July 1 through September 30th, 26 compared to 25. It's about 12.9% increase over last year. About $13,000 more than we collected in the same time frame. Looking at the current second quarter, so basically the month of October, comparison to this year to last year, about $30,000 more we've collected. It's about 85% increase over last year. At first, I thought maybe, because there's 5 Thursdays, because we go to the bank on Thursdays, but last year there was also 5 Thursdays in October, so that kind of eliminated that. So I don't know what was happening in October, but good job, land use. We appreciate the boost.
Well, I'm the health director now.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to have to do with the development going in.
Good.
Development going in too.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's what happened last time too, like Sunny's Place, Eleanor Drive, there was a few big ones
Get some-
that generated a lot of revenue.
Yeah. But $43,000 more in the same time frame year over year is
That's good.
yeah, it's a solid increase. So
All right, thank you for the report.
Great, thank you. Terrific. Next on our agenda is an update on the 250th celebration, David. Any?
Or I could do the payments.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's do the payments.
Let's do the payments, yeah. I've already gone over the payments. We need a motion to approve the authorization.
I just make a motion to approve the payments in the amount of $468,728.52.
Second that.
Any further discussion on the motion? I've looked over them and I've asked questions and had them answered, and I'm satisfied. So without hearing any additional comments, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me of that one.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget it.
Just want to get David out of here, so here we go. David Kenny, Chairman of the Ad Hoc American 250 Planning Committee.
Good evening. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to keep you folks in the loop as to how things are going along, and we are making progress. The group is focusing on August 15th next year as the big culminating event. That's a date that was already proposed, but it's looking like it would work well. We're targeting the parks and adjacent school grounds as the site for the activity. It'd be a one-day thing. There'd be some music, a headline band for the evening. Laser light show is looking pretty attractive, and we want to go forward with securing a contract for that. Brian is working with the company to bring forward a proposal for that'll be in your hands to approve a contract for that show. For the music, we're looking at Savage Brothers as the headline.
Savage Brothers?
Yep, and they seem to be pretty popular locally, and granted it's, not like Greenwood, but it's available, and the price is a lot less.
I used to work with one, but unfortunately he died of cancer.
Yep, well, the survivors carry on, and all, the music production would involve bringing in a production company that would set up a stage and sound and light for the activity. And when we're going to, Todd Rowland has been very helpful in reviewing, a lot of the logistics of the activity, and the committee's going to be meeting with Todd next week, and we'll probably get over on the site and start to finalize plans for exactly where different parts will be located, some food trucks, that type of thing, and the variety of food is still a topic of discussion. To what extent there's any interest among local civic or commercial entities to participate in food provision. We are working a lot with the library and the staff there on programs, some of which might be part of this particular day, but the library already has procedures in place, setups for ongoing presentations and programs that are located at the library. They've lined up 3 different programs that would be related to the topic, and also.
How would that work with the library? I mean, would they put the programs on at the library?
Yes, I mean, their approach so far is, consistent with their past practice, where, they identify a program, they contract for that. It happens in the Blake Community Room there at the library. And my thought is that we have a little, prior opportunity to make the public aware of what programs are coming in, get some, solicit some indication as to level of interest. I suspect that if interest is building in the community, that maybe that location is limited as far as capacity goes.
Right.
Do you have a certain period of time when these programs are being presented? Not all in one day, I assume.
Correct. Yep. I mean, I know the library has already contracted with the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History to bring into town a program they have on Tories, liars, and spies, I think is the name of it. But and it's just exploring the Tory activity in the state, and that would be presented on August 3rd, I believe.
Okay.
And but again, I mean,
Where's that going to be? Where's that going to be?
Well, I think that would be planned for the library. But again, if we're promoting our, the townwide, the variety of activities related to the 250, and there's sufficient interest, we might want to relocate to maybe the auditorium at the elementary school or something like that.
The elementary school likely is going to be closed for the summer because of the construction project.
Oh, well, there's that. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean the high school.
The high school, I mean, right. I mean,
There's plenty of venues there.
That high school auditorium is a frequent place for community programming and all, and that type of thing. I'm looking forward to the work on the town website coming to final fruition, such that we can have a dedicated page for the 250 celebration, and I'll let folks know what's coming together on that as a means of soliciting interest, donations. We're working on a budget. It's approaching 80,000 at this point, maybe, but we haven't finalized enough of the parts to lock that in yet. But it's high on our priority list to target a fundraising goal and to get engaged in the fundraising process. Laying out opportunities for sponsorship, and looking for some of those big buy-ins up front by some of our favorite local businesses and whatnot.
You got a team of individuals you're going to target with that responsibility of fundraising, or is it
the
whole committee?
Well, right now it's a committee of the whole, but I think we likely will develop a little subgroup. We're certainly fortunate to have
Mike Marinaccio.
no our Enfield council guy.
Scott Copeland.
Scott Copeland. Sorry about that. I'm old enough. I get to do that kind of stuff once in a while. But anyhow, we're fortunate to have Scott there because this is what he's been doing for the Enfield 4th of July celebration for a number of years, and so he knows the routine, and he's helping to flesh that out, and who's going to be actually getting out and engaging, in direct appeals and how that goes. But I mean, there'll be a public appeal as well, and that's where the website will be helpful, that type of thing. Get some buy-in. So it's early to anticipate how the funding comes together, to what extent, This is fully self-funded. I'm very, I'm pleased that Todd is indicating that there's a lot of capacity within town resources to help support the activity.
Todd's got a big budget, you're right.
Not direct support.
There are some on the committee that want to know how much tax dollars are going to flow through,
Of course.
the budget there.
Obviously, before you sign contracts, you got to know whether you're capable of raising the funds, right?
To some real extent, but you got to commit to these outfits even before you got the money in hand.
Yeah, but you got to assume you're going to be able to raise the funds.
That's the assumption.
We have a contingency involved.
Yeah.
And how that contract is constructed, as to what point, you face some harsh reality and say, whoops, but our aspirations are modest.
Sounds good.
So I think, our prospects of indeed accomplishing that level of fundraising should be doable. We're still kicking around, and because it's not as time imperative, other types of activities that might go on concurrent, in different locations. Worthington Winery there would be interested in coordinating activities there at the winery. That would be, all part of a collection of activities and opportunities, that type of thing. But all of that's still very much in a developmental stage.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you. Just keep us up to date. And when you get a chance, could you send it to us?
I'll bring you the.
I think we originally asked you for a report within 90 days, I think.
That's my thought too.
Yeah.
And,
So we got time.
So we'll see how we do Wednesday, and then we'll give you something in writing today, along with your opportunity to contribute.
All right. That'd be great. Thank you.
Your support.
Appreciate that.
In real dollars.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Time and effort.
Thank you.
Okay.
And leadership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Rowland, I think. We have no pending business, new business. Request for 824 referral to Planning Commission.
Good evening, yes. First up, I've got a request for an 824 referral from this body to the Planning Commission. This is reference to selling a right-of-way, a small piece of property on Aspen Wood that abuts a property owner. They had reached out to us in the spring and asked if the town would consider selling this. This parcel was part of the development of Aspen Woods. It's a road, 50-foot right-of-way that I believe the builder of Aspen Ridge initially intended to potentially develop another parcel that never happened. So we have this right-of-way, 50-foot wide right-of-way that's derelict land. We have a lot of these in town where developers might have a phase one, phase two, and the phase two never happens, so they end up just deeding the property, this right-of-way that would connect the two roads to the town, and now we have this small piece of land that's not useful for anything else.
Do with it?
It's derelict land. There's nothing we can do with it. It's not big enough for a building lot. So the abutting owner has been taking care of it for years, had approached us and asked if we'd consider selling it. I reached out to the town attorney and asked him the process. He gave me some pointers. I've reached out to the assessor to get a valuation for it. I sent letters to the three abutting property owners stating that the town was interested in selling this right-of-way, and please send us a bid if you're interested in bidding on it. Only one of them did, the party that reached out to us initially. After that, I had our town engineer, Jeff Board, drop a survey map with this parcel on it. We would keep a 30-foot drainage right-of-way, which we have in the other abutting parcels at the bottom of this property, so we can access the detention basin to the east. So the next step, according to the town attorney, is for this body to request a referral, a 824 referral to the Planning Commission. if we get a favorable referral from them, I'll bring it back to this body to consider. If you deem it proper to sell, then we schedule a town meeting for anyone interested in hearing their piece.
How do you determine the price?
Karen, I asked her for an evaluation, and she said $1,000. It's not useful land for anybody. And the people that bid on it, they bid $1,000. So that's how we came up with the price.
More than $1, right?
Yeah.
More than $1.
Well, and it'll go back on the tax rolls for the square footage that it is.
Right.
Yeah, we understand.
And actually, if this is successful, we have a lot of these all over town that are just derelict pieces of land that, frankly, I don't know about until usually a tree falls on it or something backs up and the abutting neighbor says, hey, your land, or your tree fell onto our property. And I'm like, that's not town property. And then they look and I go, oh, yes, it is.
It is.
So it's our problem.
So you need an assistant to clean all this up.
That's right. So I'm requesting the Board of Selectmen send this to the Planning Commission for an 824 referral.
Motion for that.
Yeah, I make a motion to support the request for the 824 referral to the Planning Commission to sell a town-owned 50-foot right-of-way.
Second that.
As presented.
As presented.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you, Todd.
Next up, I have a request to authorize the first selectman to execute all documents to create a utility easement in favor of Eversource on the south side of the DPW property, 93 Egypt Road. This is for the landfill solar voltaic project that is continuing. As part of that project, our vendor, Verigy, will be building an interconnect, transformer pad, and what have you. And Eversource needs to bring a pole in from Egypt Road into the DPW property so that they can bring their lines in, and then it'll go underground to the interconnect so they can make the connection. But Eversource will not do that unless they have a utility easement carved out on the south side of the DPW property. I do believe I sent you a map that shows this easement. I had the town attorney review it, and his words were, yes, I've done a bunch of these. The paperwork from CLMP, or also known as Eversource, it is what it is. You can't change it. This is what they demand. Mm-hmm. It's a 40-foot wide easement that goes back to halfway to the building of DPW. It won't affect our operation at all. Frankly, it's in the wood line on the bank that looks over to the recycling center. They drop a pole in, bring their lines in, and then go underground to the interconnect pad for the solar voltaic system, which is right abutting this easement.
That sounds like a good idea.
So this is obviously a requirement for the system.
For the system to get up and running. And that process is working. They'd like to get construction started probably in the beginning of the year. We have run into a bit of a snag on that. The landfill was closed. The two-thirds of the northern part of the landfill was closed in the 90s. That was the household trash section. The southern third part was the bulky waste section. That was kept open until 1998 and then subsequently closed. However, the closure of the bulky waste section was never documented. The permit was never closed. We've not been able to find any records. So we're working with Reston and Sampson, the engineer that's working with Verigy. They've also worked for the town for the sewer project, the sewer plant project, to close that officially. We've done some test bores, and they're working on the paperwork. We've sent our findings to DEEP. DEEP has said they would issue a partial permit for the solar field for the first two-thirds that are closed properly while we're working to get the southern part closed. So all of that is in process to get this thing going. But we did find the snag that the landfill wasn't fully closed properly, so we're working through that with DEP.
All right. So I would like to have a motion to authorize the first selectman to execute all documents to create a utility easement for the landfill project.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. Next up, I have the beginning CIP requests for the next capital year. First up is a combination snowplow sander truck replacement. This will be replacing a 2003 Class 8 dump truck, which is one of our main trucks that we use on the hills. The bid price is off of the state bid, like we typically do. Unless you have any questions,
Makes sense to me.
you actually already voted in favor of this last year, but it was tabled by the CIP committee or put down to the next year, so.
Yeah, I remember you coming and asking. I thought it made sense. Well, I certainly like to make a motion to approve the CIP request to replace a DPW flat truck.
Second it.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next up, I have a CIP request to replace park infield groomer. The unit we were replacing is a 1998 model. We get a lot of years out of these things.
1998.
1998. We use it on the ball fields, baseball and softball fields. It literally rakes, if you would, power rakes the infield before we put the field in every day. The unit we have now, the motor is dying. And we changed the motor out twice. We can't get another motor for this thing, so it's time.
Yeah.
We can't get parts for it anymore.
Yeah, it's ancient. Yeah, I think we make a motion for the CIP request to replace a park field groomer.
Second it.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next request is our annual fire department HVAC unit. This is a mini split that has failed for air conditioning. It does feed 3 zones in the fire department. $20,000 cost. We have to do it. It's the chief's office, the day room, and the trustee's room that it brings air conditioning in. It failed later in the year this year, so we're kind of open the window.
He was talking about it.
Yeah. It's an ongoing issue at the fire department, but they have over 20 units, so we're doing a couple a year as they come up.
Yeah.
Trying to level out that process.
Well, listening to the chief and you, I think I would have you make a motion to the CIP request to repair the HVAC, the fire department unit.
Second it.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Final one I have is to install air conditioning in Piedmont Hall. As you'll recall, the Cultural Commission had sent this board a letter outlining some of their concerns with the building, one of which was air conditioning. And I do agree with this. It gets very hot in there in the summer.
The windows don't open, right?
The windows are not operable.
Yeah,
They're massive.
Because my wife's on the Cultural Commission, and whenever they're in there, they have to open the back door.
Yeah,
They have
fans running.
all over the place.
They have large fans. It's very loud.
It is miserable, and especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Even in the spring and the fall, it's not good.
When it's hot in the shoulder seasons, it's very tough too. And
There's no circulation in that room.
What kind of use does it get in the summertime?
Well, they don't use it much because it's so hot. Nobody uses it in the summer typically, although shoulder seasons they do. But it's miserable. It's not usable.
That's why they've gone more to the spring and fall type event.
Right.
Because it's too hot to be in there in the summer.
It is a big room, and it would be useful in the summer could be more. Maureen's used it in the past for STEM, but again, it's dicey because it's pretty miserable. If it's early in the spring, it's okay, but after that, it's not. This is just one step in this. I am working with a architectural window contractor to look at the windows and the fans, and I've talked to Carol Pine from Historical about what we could do. We have to be careful for any aesthetic on the outside of the building because it is historical.
Right.
So I'm working on that. I also getting a price for the cupola to fix that. So this would be step one, but this is probably the biggest thing as far as operationally to get the space more useful.
And when would that be installed, do you think?
Well, through our CIP process, we would issue the PO on July 1st and have it installed probably the same month.
That'd be great.
Are you going to be doing any kind of priority? I mean, I know it's going to be tough. Not a lot of money.
No, well, if we
looking bad, like a window.
Oh yeah.
Important than this.
Frankly, I don't think the windows are probably going to be a steep grant because they are enormous. It's going to be real pricey for the windows. What I met with the architect Tuesday, the architectural firm, and really my sense is I think the best thing we can do with the windows is take them out like we did in the library and just rebuild them, recondition them, scrape the paint off, repaint everything, put them on, and get a single essentially piece of glass, a thermal pane, take the triple tracks off, and affix it to the outside. The windows would be non-operating. But we'll upgrade the fans too. We'll rebuild the fans over the windows and just repaint them and put them back in. Because doing anything other than that is hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's just completely beyond the
Well,
title.
that's why the air conditioning is so good. It's a good idea.
We get the air conditioning, it's much more useful. The windows could be down the road, it might be a steep grant, what have you. The cupola shouldn't be a lot of money, and the other stuff is paint, it's smaller things we can do operationally.
No, I know we spoke. I just want to make sure we prioritize it. I mean, this is more in the category like nice to have. I mean, the building's never had AC. It's been here for 150 years or whatever.
Well, as you know, this is the first step. You guys say, yes, it's a worthwhile cause. Then we go to CIP where the bloodletting happens, and whether we get it or not, that's
No,
a
I
whole other
agree.
question.
I'm
Well-
fine with that. Bob.
Well, hopefully it works. Well, I'd like to make a motion for the CIP request to install air conditioning in Piedmont Home.
Second it.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in support say aye.
Thanks, Todd, for all
Thank
your
you.
report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Yeah.
Good man.
Good job, Todd.
We know that.
Kim, you want to go over the holiday schedule? What the-
It's the same as last year, just different days, obviously. I took out,
The same holidays, yeah.
I took out Lincoln's birthday. That was the only thing that.
You took out Lincoln's birthday?
Well, we did last year, so.
Is that what you just did President's Day?
Yes,
So
of course. Yeah. That was really the only difference. I just followed the state, what they.
just shake guidelines. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense. All right.
So we need to adopt that, or?
Yes, you need to vote on it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to make a motion to adopt the proposed 2026 holiday schedule.
Second it.
All those support, any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Our regular meeting schedules for the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah, I did kind of what we did this past year, the budget season, January, February, every Thursday at 6. And then March, I added the third meeting.
So we're talking about 10 weeks, you're saying?
Yeah, and then every first and third Thursday at 6 p.m. Status quo.
All right, sounds good.
So we need a motion on that, I think.
Yeah, I'm happy to make a motion for the proposed Board of Selectmen meeting schedule for 2026.
Second that.
Further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
So Brian, this next item, are you going to cover this?
Yep. Back on October 2nd, the Board of Selectmen held a public hearing on the amendments to Ordinance 179-14 through 179-21 to amend the local tax relief program for seniors and disabled. After receiving public comment and closing the public hearing, it now comes back to the Board of Selectmen to adopt, and then we'll publish a legal notice afterwards, setting the effective date. It's 15 days after
Publication.
So
So this proposed motion is to adopt the ordinance at 179-14,
Yep.
179-21,
Yep.
and to amend the local tax relief program. That's what it is?
Yep.
Okay. So I can make that motion.
It's formally adopting the ordinance then.
Yeah.
Effective 15 days after publication.
I'll second that motion.
Should be published in summary form. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you.
not yet, no. I'll do it next week. And then the last thing, and you don't have a copy of it in your packet yet, we were presented with the Summers Elementary HVAC Building Committee, I should say. We're presented with a new contract from STV, our current consultant firm. The agreement is for about 16 weeks to get us through the grant application process and the bidding process. We sent the contract to legal. Legal had some comments. We've sent it back to STV, and they're going to work through the comments to modify. So I would my request would be to approve the contract contingent upon an agreement between legal counsel and authorizing Tim to sign the contract. Yep.
Yeah, so you want us to approve the modified contract?
Yep.
I have to make a motion to approve the modified STV contract for Summers Elementary HVAC, authorized first selectman to sign all documents.
Contingent upon legal review.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine, continue on.
All right, I'll second that.
Any further discussion on the motion? Not hearing none. All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Approval of minutes of October 16, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 16th regular meeting as presented.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Adjourn.